Hello everyone. Welcome to Introduction to Database and Tables. Let's understand exactly what database and tables, how they will fit together and things like that. All right. So let me open this sheet. So this is basically I have a data. So when I say a data like a student list, right? So all the student names, right? Student names and their middle names and last name and the place which they belongs to and in which year they are studying in and their phone number, marks, email, gender, date of birth. So we have so many columns here, right? So we can have many more columns with respect to their personal details and other details like previous year marks and things like that, right? So we can have many more columns here, right? Here I have taken only few columns and only few rows so that we can interpret in a much better way, right? So if I want to see any personal information, or if I want to see all the information about a student, all right? So in that case, I'm going to get this entire row. Suppose say Anand, right? So I will be able to see this entire information. At the same time, there is one more person, then the same name Anand, right? So in that case, if I want to see a marks of Anand, right? So in that case, what is going to happen? It is going to show me two marks, two types of marks, 78 as well as 59, right? So it is going to be more confusing. At the same time, there are some confidentiality, right, related to any person, right? Suppose say I do not want to disclose a personal information like a phone number and their marks, their email ID, and the date of birth. I don't want to show it to everyone. I have to maintain that. But if I want to access data about any person, I will get all this data. Entire details I will be able to see. And if I want to store all this data, what I'm going to do right now what I'm doing, I'm storing in the spreadsheet, Excel sheet. So this is not going to help me. All right. So that is where this database and tables comes into a picture, right? Now let's look into it. How we can relate these things in terms of a table and in terms of a database. All right. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to open this. So what we have here, now I'm going to call this blue box, what you see, I'm going to call it as a database. What is database? Database will have number of tables. What kind of a database it is? This is a student database because we have stored only student information. So I am going to create one database. You can say it is a kind of a storage. In layman term, we can call it as a storage, where in that storage or a container, we can have many tables. So in this database, I have multiple tables. Table number 1, table number 2, table number 3. And what I am trying to do here, I am trying to save the same information of every student in different tables, right? I have a student name as one table. I have one more table where I have stored only students' personal information, which I cannot disclose to anyone, right? So data breach, right? Sharing a phone number, email address, they're all confidential, right? I do not want to store in the same table where I have other information. So I want to maintain this. I want to manage these tables in different with a different table names, right? Here I have a marks. Now how do I connect it? How do I connect it? So first of all, let's understand this is basically, my bad, give me a second. This is a database, student database. Like that, we can have a different database for different businesses, right? So any organization. In organization, we'll have employee details. Any government organization, like a RTO or things like that. There, the customer information. So like that, I can store the customer information or member information or user information in one of the database, and according to their details, I will be able to store in different tables depending upon the requirement, depending upon the need, and later I'm going to manage this database. Managing means, so let's understand managing in a while. Before that, let's finish this. What is the table? So these are the table names. This is a table, this is also a table, and this is also a table. I can have any number of tables here, and I am storing different details in different tables, and I'm going to manage this depending upon the requirement. I will be able to pull up the information depending upon the need and things like that, right? So like that database, I may have many databases. This is a student database, right? As I mentioned, there could be a college database also. In the college database, I can store the professor, lecturer, or employees in the college. I can maintain that also. All right. Fine. This is a table. These are the tables, and this is a database. And I'm storing different information here. So in the student name, anyone can see this. Okay, this is the person. What is his middle name, last name, location, and in which year that person is studying in. So this is an open detail, right? Anyone can see and anyone knows it. At the same time, I don't want to share any person phone number or email ID. So those details I'm going to store in different table so that nobody can see it. At the same time, date of birth and marks I'm storing in a different table. Now, question is, there is a situation where I want to know a particular person marks, right? Suppose say Anand. So whenever I make a query and try to pull Anand information, what is going to happen? I will be able to get two details. Like, give me a second, I will show this. Suppose say I have stored in this Excel, right? So now let's assume that I'm going to apply this filter. Let's see that. I'm going to fetch data about Anand. So now I get two details, right? We can have same name, right? So, but in reality, they are different. So that is where these tables and uh, different tables will comes into picture, and storing in different tables of the same person information or different person information, how we are going to fetch it. So that's where we have this student ID. We also have a student ID. For sure, same student ID I cannot give to multiple students, right? Student's ID will be unique, just like your roll number, right? So your roll number cannot be given to some other student, irrespective of what is his name. So here I have a student. Suppose say that I want to see Anand phone number. If I say Anand, so I will be able to see this phone number as well as this phone number, right? Let me mark it. So this and this will be pulled up. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make use of this student ID. How will I be able to pull it? I have a student ID in this table also, as well as in this table as also. At the same time, I have student ID here, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to join. I will talk about join and other things in the upcoming videos. So I will be able to check, okay, student ID 101, right? Student ID 101, I need a phone number. So I can query like this. I can join this table with this guy, and I will be able to pull any information like student ID 101. I want his name, his location, and his phone number. If you want his email address, that also you can fetch it. Similarly, if you want to fetch Nancy details, so you can use the student ID. So if the student ID is present in this table, right, pull Nancy date of birth and her marks. So in that case, I will get student ID 765, name Nancy, date of birth 26/6/94, and her marks 83. So this information I will be able to fetch. I will combine these two tables, and with the help of student ID, I will be able to fetch different data from different tables, right? So, and what are all the things we have in the table? Let's look that as well. First of all, this is a table name, and these are the column names, columns. And what are these? We call them as a rows, or you can call it as a records, right? So let's summarize. Database. In the database, I can have multiple tables of same category, and these are tables. And in the tables, we will have a columns, we'll have a rows, right? I can join multiple tables and fetch any information which I need. I will be able to do it. Selective information, all information, however you want, you will be able to fetch the data. All right. Yes, that's all about database and tables. In the upcoming videos, I will show you different techniques like how to fetch a rows, how to select a columns, how to join the tables, many more things we are going to discuss in the upcoming sessions. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching this video. Keep learning.